You've committed to a diet. You've been eating all the healthy foods, quote unquote. You've been doing all the things, but you still feel hungry. You're still tired. What if the reason why we're still feeling this way and the weight is not moving is because the foods that you have been told are healthy may still be spiking your blood sugar? And what if your body doesn't actually need more restriction, but better nourishment and blood sugar stability? Today, we'll be talking about 5 foods that many people think are healthy, but may actually be keeping them stuck in this dreaded cycle of insulin resistance. Come on in. If you're tired of sugar cravings, brain fog, fatigue, and all the conflicting health and diet advice, and you just want to know what's happening inside of your body, you're in the right place. I'm TaShawn Davis, holistic health coach, registered nurse, and metabolic health educator. I help you break sugar cravings through balanced blood sugar so you can take your health back naturally. So grab your favorite sugar-free drink, pop in those earbuds, and let's learn how to work with our body and not against it. Hey friend, welcome back. Before we jump in, I just want to remind you that we do have a Facebook group called Health Beyond Weight Loss, Metabolic Health, and Insulin Resistance, where we dive into subjects, we hold each other accountable, recipes, and all kind of encouragement. So don't forget, if you haven't already, join our Facebook group, Health Beyond Weight Loss. The information will be in the show notes. Also, if you need more help and someone to walk through some things with you, I do offer a free 15-minute consultation. You can find that in the show notes. The website is www.writethevision22.com. So let's get into it. So one thing that always stood out to me, there is an episode where episode 6, where it talks about, can insulin resistance cause shortness of breath? In this episode, I'm interviewing one of my favorite clients. His name is Bruce. And the thing that stood out to me the most about Bruce was how shocked he was when I told him, you need to eat more. Because most people think that healing means that they need to starve or restrict, have tiny portions, or they need to be constantly hungry. But Bruce was losing weight, eating more meat, more protein, and healthy fats that he's eaten in decades. And he actually felt satisfied. He naturally stopped snacking. He naturally started fasting. He naturally started listening to his body, and the weight started to fall off. He was shocked, y'all. And to be honest, I knew this worked, but every single time, I get testimonies after testimonies about, I've never eaten this, or I haven't eaten this in a long time. I didn't know this was good for me, but I'm losing weight, especially in my face and especially in my belly. And I'm getting compliments. And even within 1 week, I just started with the client last week, and she said, even within 1 week, everybody can see the change. And so it's a beautiful thing. It really works. He didn't so back to Bruce, he didn't starve himself, but his blood sugar became more stable. His body was responding in a beautiful way. And this is where I think so many people get confused, because there are foods that are nutritious, but may not work well for people with insulin resistance, especially if your blood sugar is already dysregulated. If you already have too much insulin in your body, we should not be eating these healthy foods. So let's talk about it. We're going to talk about 5 foods that people rely on when they are switching up their diets and trying to eat healthier. Now, remember, the reason why I want to emphasize this is because 93% of Americans have a metabolic issue, meaning that something is going on inside of their body because of the foods they eat. And most of the time, many people have insulin resistance, not diagnosed. And it shows up in many different ways. If you're not sure, let's go back and look at my episode where it talks about 13 signs of insulin resistance. I think it's like the 3rd episode, but make sure to check that out, because you could be dealing with this and not know, and you need to know the test to ask for. But the first thing I want to talk about is the first food that I'm going to talk about is oatmeal. A lot of people think that oatmeal is perfect for breakfast, but if you have insulin resistance, you don't want to eat oatmeal for breakfast. It can spike your sugar and leave you hungry shortly after. The oats break down into sugar and it will spike your blood sugar and cause you to have more insulin in your body, which you don't need if you're insulin resistant. Brown rice. Yes, it has a lot of nutrients and fiber, more than white rice, but it raises your blood sugar. Sweet potatoes. Same thing, nutrients and fiber, but it will raise your blood sugar. And we're trying to become insulin sensitive, so we don't want to put things in our body that causes our insulin to be overloaded and to spike our blood sugar. Bananas, especially very ripe bananas, but bananas in general are high in carbohydrates and they can spike your sugar. Everything that I've named is high in carbohydrates, and carbohydrates is a form of sugar or glucose. It breaks down into sugar. Your body really, when you have insulin resistance, any amount of sugar can cause you to have a flare up or episode. So we want to keep our carbohydrates low. So you'll see the theme. All of these are either high in sugar or carbohydrates. They may be healthy for some, but if you have an issue with blood sugar, diabetes, insulin resistance, high blood pressure, kidney issues, you want to avoid these foods. Number 5. Back to the bananas. Number 4, many people start their day with these bananas in a smoothie, a protein shake, granola bowls, and we don't realize the huge spike in glucose that we're giving our body. From the granola to the bananas to the fruit to the honey, everything that we're adding in here, we're just really loading ourselves up with a bunch of sugar. Healthy sugar, I guess you want to say. But if the key is to lower our insulin, healthy sugar is too much sugar. Number 5, dates, smoothie bowls, natural sweeteners. Kind of just touched on that. But these are really trending right now. And so natural doesn't always mean blood sugar friendly, okay? We need to be mindful that just because it's healthy or good for us on the label, we cannot just consume it if we have an issue with blood sugar, insulin resistance, diabetes, prediabetes, high blood pressure, kidney issues, okay? We need to make sure that we are following physiology, not trends. So let's talk about the hormonal aspect of it. This is important because repeated blood sugar spikes often affect our hormones. And I want to talk about 2 of them right now, which is ghrelin and leptin. These hormones help regulate your hunger, your fullness, satiety, and your cravings. So when your blood sugar constantly spikes and crashes, many people stay hungry all day long, not because we lack discipline, but because the body is dysregulated. Sometimes your body is not asking for less food. It's asking for a better fuel and more stability. So what can we take away from this episode? Protein matters. Nutrient density matters. Stable blood sugar matters. And learning your body matters. This is also why I encourage people to not force your body. We need to learn its rhythms, and we actually need to reset our rhythms. Get good at doing the one thing first. Get good at eating the way you're supposed to eat first, reducing the carbohydrates and sugar so your body can regulate, especially those hormones that tell you I'm full or I'm hungry. Because these 2 right here will do something major to your body that will be just a beautiful thing to set the tone for the rest of the lifestyle that you're trying to introduce. So learn the rhythm, learn how your body responds, learn what keeps you full, stable, and energized. I would suggest you eat 3 healthy meals per day, prioritizing protein and fat, decreasing your sugar and carbohydrates, no matter from what source. Green leafy vegetables are best, and anything ending in berries. All right. So if this episode has helped you today, Remember to leave a review, share it with a friend, and it will help more people to get healthy. Remember, my goal is to reverse 1 million type 2 diabetes in my lifetime. And if you need help getting started, grab your free 3-day sugar reset guide. Link is in the show notes, as well as you can book a 15-minute discovery call with me at www.writethevision22.com. In the next episode, stay tuned because we're going to dive a little bit deeper. We're going to talk about snacking, insulin spikes, and why constant eating may be keeping people stuck. You don't want to miss it. Thank you so much for listening today. And remember, your body is not broken. Sometimes it could just be overwhelmed and it's asking for just, could you help me balance, please? I just need some regulation. I need to know what we're doing. So stay consistent. Consistency is the key. And remember, do not despise the time that it takes to get to your goal. The time will pass anyways. You're needed in this hour. God bless you. Alrighty, my friend. If this episode has helped you understand your body a little bit better and helped you have the confidence to make better informed healthcare decisions, share it with someone you know who may be struggling with sugar cravings, brain fog, or fatigue, because they may not even realize that blood sugar could be the reason. And also leave a review because it really helps more people find this. Remember, the goal is to reverse 1 million type 2 diabetes in my lifetime. And as always, I want to remind you the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. And some people are fighting every day just to have the health and energy to live their everyday life that they were called to live. So I am praying for your health. I am praying for your strength, and I'll see you on the next episode.